Ladies and gentlemen, Kocosports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. And of course, you got the Coco crew here holding it down live. First, you got yours truly here, the sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom here, shaking the room live from beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. And of course, joining me there, way across there in the pond in Tokyo, Japan, talking about the founder, the CEO himself, Dave Kokotis. Now, real quick, before we get everything started, got a couple of things we need to get out of the way here. First of all, I want to go ahead and make the announcement here on Kocosports.com. This will be one of the last shows I do for a while. I want to tell everybody not to panic. It's no secret, at least not to Dave. Dave knows about it. I'm actually going to be moving soon. Actually, I should be pulling out on Monday, so needless to say, I won't be doing the Monday Night Raw review. It'll just be Dave Kokotis stuck around rambling for 3 hours and answering every comment that comes his way. I don't know when I'll be back on. It'll be just as soon as I'm actually going to Richmond, Virginia. So as soon as I get there and I can get internet hooked up and get everything set up, I mean, as you can see right here behind me, you see all the boxes behind me. I'm about halfway packed up already. So, you know, I'm going to do this. I'll do the NXT review tomorrow. Maybe I'll do something over the weekend, but after the weekend, you know, you're not going to see me for probably another week, maybe two. I'm hoping to be back on for Night of Champions, but that may not happen. So nobody panic. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm panicking!
And I know, because if you don't have me doing it, how the hell is this show supposed to get done, Dave Kokotis? No, I don't want to be back for Night of Champions. I don't want to be back because I want to see you fucking take goddamn score on pay-per-view profits and see how you fucking like it. Well, there could be these. Well, why don't you just have them email it to you? And I'm going to watch you do that with pen and paper. I just want to see you do it, see you squirm for once.
It hurts. It hurts.
So, and another one of the announcements I want to, well, not really an announcement, yeah, I guess you could say that's an announcement. I just want to say on behalf of everyone here at Kocosports.com, we want to extend our condolences, our thoughts and prayers to the family of Sean O'Hare, who reportedly took his own life this week. He hanged himself, 43, way too young. He only wrestled, he gained a lot of notoriety with in his tag team with Chuck Palumbo, became WCW Tag Team Champions. He wrestled with WWE from 2001 to 2004. I think he had a pretty good character, especially that little catchphrase, you know, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I kind of hate that he didn't really find his groove in WWE. I thought he was a pretty underrated guy, and I hate that what was going on in his life where he felt like he needed to do that to escape it. So, you know, rest in peace, my friend. I think he was an underrated guy. I think he was better than what he deserved, better than what he got. And I hate to see that, you know, his life, everything came to an end this way. So, you know, thoughts and prayers are with his family, and God bless.
Yeah, and like I said, the promos in WWE were absolutely amazing. That's kind of sad that, you know, that happened. And also, he also did mixed martial arts in K1. So he tried different stuff, and depression, man, that just sucks. I know so many people that have committed suicide just because of the old jobs I used to have were very stressful. And yeah, dude, just seek help. I mean, it's suicide. I don't know. Especially, I live in Japan, and I'm a former veteran, and it's so acceptable. I know in America people get all huffy puffy, like he was weak, he couldn't hang. And it's just, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all. So, you know, every time a celebrity or a wrestler commits suicide, it's just know that so many people have to deal with depression, and for them to seek help, have their sad deaths mean something for someone else, and really seek help for it, because it's just... It's a short term final answer. You know, you could probably do so much better. And in Japan, suicide is viewed a lot different than it is in America. And being a former veteran, it's viewed a lot different. And even if you do believe that, you don't have to be a dick about it. I always see on Facebook when someone commits suicide, he's like, he was weak, he didn't think about it. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just a fucking dick move. So hopefully him and his family's okay. But yeah, he made a go at it in MMA, made a go at it in pro wrestling, made a go at it in K1, and his promos that WWE just seemed to drop the ball. I don't know what the behind the story was about that. Were absolutely some of the best promos ever. I think they're some of my favorite promos, vignettes, and he had a decent career in WCW. So hopefully him and his family, well, not him, but his family and all that go through this hard time. But yeah, if you are depressed, and everyone's depressed, you're either depressed or in denial. But but if you are, please seek help. Just seek help. I know it's hard because I grew up in a white trash neighborhood. Yeah, my hometown loves when I start saying shit like that. But a very white trash Jersey neighborhood, and people were like, no, you don't go to doctors, you don't seek help. And then in the Marines, you're like, why go see a psychiatrist? I was forced to go see a psychiatrist, and, who knows? I don't know. I don't know if it saved my life or not, but just talking to people helps. So if you have help. I know this is a little deep and not the best topic to start off an NXT Takeover thing, but it's really close to my heart because I've had so many friends commit suicide, and just please seek help. Seek help. There you go. But yeah, Booms, as far as you moving, I thought you were going to set up internet. I thought this was your top priority, fool. I can't believe making a living, buying a house, being with your girl is a bigger priority than this podcast, Booms. I question your priorities. I mean, listen, it's supposed to go podcast, if you're religious, God. So people skip that step. I don't know. Lady friends, children, same level. Family, we'll say family, then career. I think you got your priorities mixed up, and podcast ain't number one. I think your home, where you're going to live, food, your career, your family comes above this podcast. And that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart. Let's get to NXT Takeover preview. This is pay-per-view profits.
I'll have to pry you away from writing your novel for like 5 minutes to do this podcast with me.
Oh, you cut me deep. You didn't even fuck around. You went straight to the novel. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited. You're gonna be reading it, Booms. You're gonna be one of our test readers. So you're gonna have the nightmares first.
Do I get a vomit? Does a vomit bag come with it?
I don't know.
Dude, I read your I remember reading your Walmart parody or whatever.
Here's the worst part. Walmart is the most.
I remember reading that, going, "Dear God."
Dude, I don't think you're ready. If World Mart was offensive, and that's one book that's coming out later, nothing like giving a title to my books before they come out. Thanks, jerkface. But but this one is way worse. Way worse. The World Mart is so much tamer. And that will be coming out in 2017. But this December, I'll be writing a book. And it will be what do the kids say? Trigger warning? It will be trigger warning galore. All right, NXT Takeover. People say we get off track. NXT Takeover preview. Let's break it down. Predictions and all. Please tell them how pay-per-view profits work, and let's start this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who may be a little new to the game, here's how pay-per-view profits work. We're going to run down the list here of all the matches here, and you're going to pick who you believe is going to win. You'll be writing it down here in the comment section, and come the end of the pay-per-view, we'll tally up the scores, and the person with the most correct picks will win, and therefore be the pay-per-view profit, or at least for this pay-per-view. All you get is bragging rights and maybe some odd stares from Dave Kocosports. But looking out here, and I'm just going by with what WWE has advertised, and right now it's just 5 matches. There may be more. There may be some fill-in stuff, but right now you got a special. I believe it is a 2-hour show, if I remember correctly. A 2-hour show. It's going to be a special tomorrow night at the time of this recording on September 11th. It's supposed to be live only on the WWE Network. So let's be sure to check it out. Okay, first of all, we're going to start kind of at the bottom of the card, and we'll generally work our way up. So make sure you get your picks in. And I should note here, when you put in your picks, please kind of try to put them at least in the order that we're naming them off of. Only put who you think's going to win, and that's it. If you want to talk about other stuff or have comments or predictions, just do it in a separate comment. Just keep it, short, sweet, to the point in your picks, and they have to be in before the pay-per-view. Once the show starts, all bets are off, your picks are frozen, and you're locked in. Now, can you change your picks between then and now? Yes, you can, but it has to be done before the pay-per-view goes on the air. Or, special event. It's not, technically it's a pay-per-view because you have to buy the WWE Network to watch it, allegedly. Wink. Now, starting out here, we're going to start at the bottom of the card. We're generally going to work our way up. Now, this one is probably the match I'm looking forward to the least. We have a singles match here, a little bit of a rivalry. We've got Mojo Rawley versus Bull Dempsey. This started when these two were paired together in the tag team tournament. Mojo apparently didn't listen to Bull Dempsey. They lost the match, and Dempsey took exception and attacked his own partner, hit him with the bulldozer, and these two have been going back and forth. Let's see here. Looking at it, Dave, Mojo Rawley, I think the concept is good. I just don't think it's so great in execution. His whole gimmick is I don't get hyped, I stay hyped. And he's a very high energy guy. I think if he was a high flyer, that would probably work a little bit better. He needs a little bit more work in ring, and he's going to have to change. If he gets called up to the main roster, he's going to have to change his finishing maneuver. I hate the hyperdrive. I think that's one of the worst finishing maneuvers I've ever seen. I think it's passable, just barely for NXT. But basically, if you've never seen the hyperdrive, it's basically the opponent is laid out in the ring, and Mojo Rawley, literally, I'm not joking, I'm not making this up, I'm not exaggerating, he bounces off the ropes, and when he comes back in, he sits on his opponent's chest. And that is his finishing maneuver, the hyperdrive. Bull Dempsey's is not much better. It's basically this modified scoop slam. He just kind of scoops you, maybe hesitates for a second, and then comes down with a slam. Not much doing on that one. I'm just going to say Mojo Rawley takes this one.
I like NXT a lot. NXT is probably my favorite show of the WWE brands. I think the future is here. These two guys are fucking garbage. They're fucking garbage. I hate Bull Dempsey because there's so many fucking more talented fat wrestlers out there, and this motherfucker gets... Why him? Why him? And maybe I'm just a fucking fat lover, player-hating son of a bitch, but he's not worthy of King Kong Bundy's tights. Get him the fuck out of here. And the Stay Hype guy is just... I would describe it as the midlife crisis. That should be his finisher. That should be the name of his finisher. Stay hyped, I'm hyped. I hit you with the midlife crisis. It's just pure garbage, and it's who do you hate more? It's a fast forward match. I hope WWE gives it 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm gonna go with the Stay Hyped guy. Who's the Stay Hyped guy? Stay middle aged. I don't know, and he's not that old. He's not that old. People say dude, he just looks old as shit, and he's trying to do this Stay Hyped thing, and go look at the Warrior. Go look at people that are really hyped up. He is not worthy of this. Both of these guys are not worthy of their job, and it bugs the fucking living shit out of me, but one thing that I gotta mention, it's not a pay-per-view profit. I'm excited as shit the way they're booking Kenta. You see that shit on all the shows, International Superstar? He's
actually going to make his debut. He's going to be introduced by Ric Flair there at NXT Takeover 2.
That is so freaking awesome. So I'm so happy about that. So
Dave, I do have to mention something here in the comments. It's from Market Garden. I'm hoping he's being sarcastic.
He is.
He says, "You lying bastards! I thought this was a pirated copy of NXT Takeover. View whore motherfuckers, thumbs down!" And I think he gave us a thumbs up. Anyway, but yeah, there are people, trust me, that even though this NXT hasn't happened yet, there will be people watching this right now going, "I thought this was NXT Takeover. I thought it was, that show that's supposed to take place tomorrow. I thought somehow, you disrupted the space-time continuum. We're going to give me like a sneak peek of it now."
Yeah, I'm very pro.
Trust me, that shit happens. No, trust me, that shit happens. There's like a WWE
Yeah.
pay-per-view that's happening like Sunday. We're like doing like a pay-per-view profits on a Friday, and people thought it was the actual fucking event.
I am very pro pirating, and a lot of publishers absolutely hate me for this. They're like, "Oh, someone stole what you wrote," and I'm like, "Really? Did they enjoy it?" And they're like, "That's not the response you're supposed to give." I'm very pro pirated. I'm very against, I'm very for net neutrality. I'm against Pippa, Sopa, Pippa, Scottie Pippen, all those fucking things that just
You know
ruin.
Scottie Pippen?
I don't know. I messed up. I messed up. So
I got strings, baby.
I messed up the initials to all these devil things, and I'm very pro pirating, even though I make content for a living. Go pirate the shit out of it. But dude, sometimes when people fucking you're like preview 24 hours before the event, and they come looking for the event, or when you say review and there's a link to the event, I don't know.
I got a funny story about pirating. I got a funny story. Come on, man. Let me tell a funny story. You being all serious. I'm going to tell a story. With your Apple computers and the sofas and all this boring stuff. Okay, true story. A friend of mine back when he was in high school, we had a movie theater up. It was in the suburbs of Birmingham, and they had a little, the ticket window. They had in the corner. They had this little stickers like, no pirating. So they had like this picture of this pirate, the little Ghostbusters, X, Anyway, it's like, against pirating, because this is back before, like cell phones and stuff. So to do that, I mean, you had to be sneaky. You would have to take like a video camera, or if you were lucky enough to get like a camera phone or something at that time was really hard. This was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Well, they saw that sign there, the little sticker in the corner, no pirating, no pirates not welcome. Well, they saw that. They took it to extreme, so they went home. They dressed up like actual pirates and waved like picket signs and stood outside the theaters like pirates have feelings, pirates are people too, we demand free tickets. And they stood out there. They didn't get out. They didn't get to stay out there long before they got asked to leave by security.
Yeah, I just hate. I don't mind pirating. I really don't. I think there's a way. There's a book by the guy who made Wired free, and I don't mind pirating at all. And I think you can make good money pirating. I know it sounds crazy, but you can. But here's the thing I hate, is when you go to YouTube to pirate and then you complain in foreign languages and curse words and all that. It's just like, you're the fucking idiot that looked for the event on YouTube 24 hours prior to the event. I don't know. I am very pro-pirate, but I would kill some of my own. I would definitely kill some of my own pirates. And YouTube, listen, if you're a pirate and YouTube is your first choice, you're special. But anyway, we got way off topic, and fucking Mojo Rawley can do that to us. Who was your pick? The fat guy or the old guy?
I picked Mojo.
All right, so we both picked Mojo. So I guess we're more, even though we're old and fat, we're more sensitive to old people than fat people.
Exactly.
Now we know. Knowing is half the battle.
Weight, but you can't get younger.
It's true. All right, there we go. What do we got next?
Next here we have a hair versus hair match. You have Enzo Amore taking on one half of the Legionnaires, Sylvester LeFort. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this one. Now, LeFort did get a hold of Enzo a couple of weeks ago, shaved part of his beard, led to the whole match. These two have been kind of jawing back and forth and bringing their tag team partners into it. I don't think this match is going to end clean. Both of these guys have tag team partners. I would not be surprised if William Regal turned into Teddy Long and made it a tag match where it would put both teams or both partners' hair on the line, or it led to a tag match that turned into a hair versus hair tag match. But looking at it this way, it's kind of back and forth, but if it goes the way I think it's going to go, I'm going to go with Sylvester LeFort, because I think if Enzo Amore wins and he shaves Sylvester LeFort's long hair, then where do you go? I mean, where do you go from here? The feud's over with, and I think they can do a little bit more. I think they can expand this out, and I think for that to happen, the bad guy needs to win. and drag this out a little bit more. So I'm going to go with the Frenchman, LeFort.
All right. Man, I'm so pumped up for this. Kenta, the women's match, but the first two matches, I'm like, who gives a shit? I know a lot of people out there in the internet world. All right, there, you. A lot of people love the Enzo guy and the characters, and they fucking find it to be hilarious. I just find this shit to be annoying. It's over the top ridiculousness, but I'm gonna go Enzo just because you only get expert picks like that from Kocosports.com. You know what?
Well,
Yo,
Dave,
oops, I'm pretty sure you were on the fence.
On us.
I'm pretty sure you were on the fence, but I convinced you with I think Enzo's gonna win because, and I'm like, Boom's like, you know what? You couldn't have gave a better answer than that. I don't really give a shit about this, even though it's very popular online and with internet fans and in general. I don't know. I don't see it. But I'm giving it to Enzo. Because I think, ain't Enzo from New Jersey? Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Well, that's it, baby. I always represent New Jersey. New Jersey for life. I'm never going to that.
He'd fit in grading council boards, Dave.
Oh.
Next is a match. I'm actually kind of looking at this. I think this will be the sleeper match. I think this match will be better than what it seems to be on paper. It's the NXT Tag Team Championship match. You have the champions, the Ascension, versus the winners of the tag team title tournament that became the #1 contenders. The new tandem of Kalisto and Sin Cara. Dave, I really don't know which way to go with this one. So you start out here. I'm going to spout off my theories, then I'll come to a final prediction. So take it away, Mr. Coco.
What was the match? I was too busy reading something. Has that ever happened on your news broadcast? Like, I was busy reading comments. I was like, oh, interesting. Like, the King went with Mojo. Market Garden says Mojo Rawley's any match would be fucking awful. And then I thought you were going to go longer. And then I was like, fuck, you're on the spot? I'm like, man, ADT really backfired. So, boom. So no one knows, and we don't do this on the air, and it's embarrassing. What was the match?
Yeah. It was the Tag Team Championship match, the Ascension versus Kalisto and Sin Cara.
Ooh, this is tough. It really is, because you had the tag team tournament, and if they don't win, then the tag team division looks weak, in my opinion. But the Ascension has been dominating everyone, but they're having a kind of title run where they're just fucking dominating local competitors. I hate when they fucking do that shit. I'm going to go with the Masked Heroes just because I think the Ascension is going to be called up. And a lot of people really love the Ascension. And I don't want to see... I thought it was a crazy good idea with Paige. Remember when Paige went up, she still had the title and gave it up? I think that's a great idea. But I think you can't do that over and over and over. So if you ever call up the Ascension, which I think they're going to call up a lot of guys, that's just my hunch. No facts to back that one up. I'm going with the Masked Heroes.
I haven't back anything up, Dave. What are you talking about? All right, looking at this, I agree with you. The Ascension is great. They're unstoppable. And if they win, then what happens? They would have to give up their belts. Then once they gave up the belts, they would have to, declare another tournament to crown new champions, or have at least another, match between, theoretically a team that the Ascension had already beat. And then you just had Kalisto and Sin Cara go through a tournament, and I'm like, it would just be like anticlimactic. It would be, hey, like remember when Triple H was the champion? You have all these guys, beat and scrapped to climb to the top of the hill. When they get to the top of the hill, they get shot dead. And I think it's just a better storyline if you pull off the upset, and then you got I think Sin Cara kind of spoils it because he's currently a WWE superstar. But Kalisto, I think this is somebody they're grooming to take the place of Rey Mysterio, and I think they're going to give him a little bit more. You know what? I'm going to go with the Lucha guys. Lucha. I got to go with the Luchadors on this one. I know
Hashtag.
and I know it's probably going to blow my theory to hell and back. But I just think it makes more sense. You have the Ascension wins. Okay, they get called up, then boom, they make everybody else look weak because now it's, hey, all these people that the Ascension beat, now they're going to fight each other now because they couldn't beat the Ascension. And if the Ascension wins, where do they go? I mean, honestly, where do they go from? Is there another tag team they're going to bring in? They're going to bring in Prince Devitt and Kevin Steen teaming up with each other in? I think it's too soon for that to happen. So for anything to make sense, I got to go with the challengers.
And the thing is, well, first off, hashtag free Ray. And the second thing is NXT is one of my favorite shows in America to watch weekly. But here's NXT, but during the tag team tournament time, it was like down here. And I think if they don't win, it's gonna be not so good. So they have to win, brother. They have to win. You follow me on this one?
I follow you.
But my whole thing is, it's the small, quick guys. So maybe, I don't know. It's intriguing. They know what it is.
It doesn't have to be a dominating win. It could just be like, one gets the roll up and the other one hits the senton, 1, 2, 3, or God, I hope they don't do this, but a schoolboy get the quick 1, 2, 3 out of nowhere. I'm thinking if there's going to be a quick match of the night, this will be the quick one, because if you want to have them save face, have them have the Ascension take a pin within 60 seconds, because then you can always argue, well, they surprised them out of nowhere.
I think I got this one. I think I know what's going to happen. You ready? It's going to be a match, and the Ascension's going to be dominating, and a heel tag team, maybe the Vaudevillains, will come out and cost the Ascension the win, where they'll get the 1, 2, 3. The Ascension will be pissed. They lost their tag titles. They beat the Vaudevillains or any heel tag team, and then they go off to WWE. So at least they leave with a win.
Yeah, and the Ascension did get a pretty good response when they took on Los Matadores on main event. So I'm thinking that's like a test run. That was kind of like a test run to see how they looked out there in the big crowd, how the big crowd reacted to them. So, I think it's worthwhile. I think it's a pretty good
What's your thoughts on them? Are you high on the Ascension? Because I don't
think
see
they got a good look. I think they got a good gimmick. I think they got a good finisher. It's pretty good all around. I think they just need to take it to the next level. I'm not saying they're perfect, but they need to, but it's time for them to step it up and take it to the next level.
Yeah. So, all right. There you go. All right. Some comments here. Mr. Biggs, a.k.a. the bad guy. We were talking about a little serious topic with the passing of a professional wrestler. He says, depression is no joke, and suicide is never the answer. There is always another way, and I think that's a great way of stating it. Market Garden says Mojo Rawley is awful. Is in any match will be fucking awful. I've hated him since the debut. That finisher where he shoves his ass in the other guy's face. I think we're on the same page, Market Garden. The King picks Mojo. Market Garden says, a way for an aspiring author to get free publicity to put their own content up on torrent sites and go bleeding to the old media about it. Oh, I guess bitching about it. Yeah. I'm probably gonna wait like 2-3 weeks before I put it up on torrents. I'm hoping someone does it for me. I just heard my co-author fucking shoot himself. I hear. Wait. Oh, my co-author's coming to murder me. And Mr. King says Enzo, Ascension, and Lennox Wooderson. Lennox Wooderson, breaking news! Dun, 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 dun. Breaking news! Lennox Wooderson says, I heard from a reliable source that the bunny is Justin Gabriel this past Monday. And let me be honest, WWE sucks so bad, the guy under the bunny mask is the only thing that keeps my interest. So Justin Gabriel could be the bunny. Source, Lennox Wooderson, Internet Infantry.
Exactly. Spaghetti Noodle 1948 wants to know, Dave Kokotis, why do you read every comment when it just drags down the show, when there's not actually
Because I believe in the Internet Infantry. I believe we're a family. I believe they're just as important as us. They're more important than us. I am a man of the people. You know why? Because the Internet Infantry, with everyone in my voice, can hear this. Please stand up. Put your hand over your heart. Wrong way. And say, we the people. That's why. Because I believe in the internet infantry, Booms. I believe in the internet infantry. And that's what makes us the best goddamn podcast. Not because of our stuttering asses, because our audience is the greatest goddamn audience in the world. I really believe that. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. We the infantry. Oh, that has a nice ring to it. Do you regret? Now do you regret? Oh, I turned it on you. The crowd is booing you. You're getting fucking soda cans thrown at you.
Oh, yeah. Like the NWO heel turn there. All right, next here is this, believe it or not, this is a match I really want to see. I really want to see what happens with this. It's the NXT Women's Championship match. You've got Charlotte, the champion, defending against the number one contender, Bayley. This one, I honestly don't know which way WWE is going to go. I really don't. I mean, they could go either way with this. I could actually picture Charlotte being called up because, I mean, if nothing else, hey, it's Ric Flair's daughter now wrestling on WWE on Monday Night Raw. But I think she's doing a great job as the women's champion. And then you got Bayley, who I think could be called up. You know, I think she could, you know, mesh in well nice with the AJ Lee and Paige feud. And again, this is the same thing that, you know, with like Kalisto and Sin Cara. She fought like hell to be the number one contender. She's constantly been, you know, disrespected by Charlotte, by Sasha Banks. And, you know, she tried to shake Charlotte's hand and was disrespected, hit her with the belly to Bayley. And I honestly don't know which way they're going to go with this one. So, but if I was going to go with my heart, I'm going to go with Bayley.
Bayley. All right. I think this pay-per-view, I'm going to call it a pay-per-view because it's a little tricky, you know, like, oh, it's free on the network, whatever. Let's just call it a pay-per-view because I'm retarded. I think this pay-per-view is built on two matches. I'm excited to see Kenta and how they treat him with respect. They better treat him with respect. And the second thing is, this pay-per-view is built on this women's match and the main event. And the best part about booking this is, when it comes to the women's match and the main event, you can literally see all 6 athletes winning. You know, the 4 in the main event, you can make a case for either of them. You can make a case for either woman. I absolutely I'm so looking forward to this women's match, and it feels, those words coming out of my mouth while talking about a WWE product feels so weird. It feels so weird. I mean, when's the last time we've said, oh, I'm really looking forward to this women's match, and really mean it? So I'm super excited. I love Bayley. I love Charlotte. I love both their characters, but this is why I'm going with Charlotte. All right, I'm going with Charlotte. My pick is Charlotte. This is why. Okay. I want Charlotte to stay in NXT because I don't want her to be part of that fucking Stephanie McMahon Bella shit. When Bella shit, the Dana White, when Bella shit is over, then have Charlotte go up. Until then, let her be awesome. So I'm going with Charlotte just because I want her to stay away from Bella shit.
You know, and here's another thing we should know. Just because you win or you're a champion and you lose your title doesn't necessarily mean you're being called up right then and there. It just means, you know, you're losing your belt or whatever. I mean, just, you know, I'm just make sure. I mean, you can be called up at random. I mean, think about it. You know, Adam Rose wasn't a champion when he got called up, but Paige was. And Paige was a champion. And then you have, you know, the people drop the belts and then they move up. I mean, there's just... You know, but I'm just saying, just because, you know, you lose a belt or whatever does not necessarily mean you're getting called up the next night.
That is definitely true, and you bring up a great point. But I think a lot of people are so fucking upset with Raw and so happy with NXT that they're rooting for these people to be called up. I think that's the atmosphere right now, at least with our viewers and people that go on YouTube and talk. I believe we want these people to be called up. And to do that, to get called up, it's kind of... I'm glad they did it with Paige. Never do it again. I think if you want to be called up, you have to not have the title. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going with Charlotte out of the fear of I don't want her to be a part of the Bella shits.
Yeah, I think NXT is kind of doing some old school booking in the sense that you're not necessarily making your best wrestler the champion. I mean, don't get me wrong, you make a good wrestler your champion, but you kind of don't want to have your best wrestler as champion because you want them to be free to go off to do other things. In this case, with WWE, be called up to the main roster to go do other things and not have the commitments and the responsibilities of being a champion because, kayfabe or not, I mean, you're the champion. You represent that promotion. You have to go defend that belt. You have to show up. You have to cut promos. You have to do this, whereas if you're not, you got a little bit more freedom. So I think that's the kind of way NXT's booking their guys right now.
Exactly. So, I'm just looking forward to this match, and I think it's one of those things. This match and the next match we're going to talk about, I think, Booms, we're pretty critical pro wrestling fans. We're a bit on the negative side. We know that. We are who we are. But I think any of these women winning, we're not going to be disappointed. And any of the four men winning, we're not going to be disappointed in the main event. The undercard is a bit weak. The tag match, some people, I could see interest in it. I just don't have interest in it. And the other two matches, let's just get them out of the way. You know what I mean? Let's just have Kenta go out there and wave to the crowd. Like, really, serious question, Boom Boom. Mm-hmm. Kenta going out there, waving to the crowd, shaking hands for 10 minutes. Doesn't say a word. Not a promo. Kenta literally goes, waving, shakes hands, bows to a couple people for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes. Not a word is said. Announcers can put over Kenta. All he literally does is go out there and wave and shake hands. For 10 minutes. I would rather see that than the Mojo Rawley match.
Well, we've come to that time. It's time for the main event here. And despite what those two, talentless hacks, Superfan99 and Norton Butt Slammers, said on the Monday Night Raw review, I think this was the only highlight of Raw was the tag match between these four gentlemen. Well, you've got the champion Adrian Neville in a fatal four-way against Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, and Tyson Kidd. It should be noted that, Adrian Neville could lose this title without being pinned or submitted. Dave, I'll tell you what, I've kind of taken a lot of time, analyzing these things first. You want to go ahead and take the lead on this one, analyze it first?
This one's probably the hardest one in the world to analyze because I can make a point for everyone. I mean, Neville's obviously the underdog, but if he wins, he's a fighting champion, continues. You also have Tyson Kidd, he'd be a great heel. Sami Zayn, the storyline's been absolutely amazing. And what do they call the model kid? I always forget the model kid's name. I used to not like him. Who?
Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze. I apologize to the Breeze family and fans of Tyler Breeze. But I used to hate Tyler Breeze. And then they put him in an NXT main event, and I was like, I'm sorry, Breeze fans and Breeze family. This guy's amazing. I don't know. The feeling I have for the Charlotte match and this pay-per-view, this main event, the greatness of not knowing and being able to make a point for everybody is just, this is good booking. This is good booking. Why can't it be like this on every level? The Charlotte Bayley thing is amazing. This is amazing. I love the story entertainment aspect of pro wrestling, but when it's done right, and people are like, oh, you hate everything. No, I love when four men or two women or whatever, the match is up, and I literally don't know what's going to happen. And maybe I don't know what's going to happen on WWE level, but I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? Like, I might not know if John Cena or Brock Lesnar wins, but I don't give a fuck over who wins. I literally care about all four of these men and the two women prior. It's just amazing. I'm not gonna pick Neville. I'm not gonna pick Kidd. I'm thinking it's Breeze or Zayn because Zayn is the best story. And I love Zayn. I'm gonna say, even though I didn't know who the fuck he was, almost a couple seconds ago because I have a lot of concussions. I think for me, a heel has to be champion because you have to have Kenta, Prince Devitt, Kevin Steen. When they first appear, they're going to be faces, especially Kenta. And to get those guys that are most likely going to be faces and can wrestle and have the best matchups, I believe a heel has to win. That's just me. So it comes down to Kid or Breeze, and I'm really sad I'm not picking Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is the feel-good story, and maybe that's what it is. But I'm saying Tyler Breeze wins this, and that opens up Prince Devitt, Steen, Kenta going after him. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm going Tyler Breeze just because it opens up a lot. It opens up two things. Tyler Breeze winnings opens up two things. One, all these great guys, all these other great guys in the match can be sent to the big time, to WWE. And two, Breeze versus Kenta, Prince Devitt makes sense. So I can make a case for everyone. I'm going with Tyler Breeze. Booms, I hope you're not as confused as I am. But the fact that I'm confused, bravo, NXT Creative. Go ahead, Booms.
Well, I look at this match, and this is everything that I look for. I mean, I can literally make a case for everybody. I can make a case for I could do the old Southern lawyer trick and make a case for everybody to win the NXT Championship. I can make a case for everybody to get called up. I can make a case for everybody, and that's great. You got Adrian Neville. I mean, he's in phenomenal shape. He actually got a really good response on Monday Night Raw. The crowd was practically sitting on their hands for that part of the show. The match started. They were like, okay. And then Sami Zayn tagged in Adrian Neville, and Neville got the crowd up. They're like, whoa, whoa, we weren't expecting this. Raw wrestling on Raw. What the fuck is this shit? What matter of sorcery is this? It's pretty good. So I'm thinking that might have been a test run for him to see if the crowd would respond to him. They did. Then you have Sami Zayn, a guy which I don't know why he hasn't been called up to the main roster already. The former El Generico. Bit of a fan favorite, kind of showing a little bit of a side here that he wants to win that NXT Championship, something that's eluded him, something that he wants to win. Now, he's kind of been a jobber to people, as of late. Remember, he lost out in the tag team tournament. He also wound up jobbing to Cesaro this year. So there's an argument that it's his time. And then same thing with Tyler Breeze. He's the one who constantly takes the losses. They've tried to cool him off, which maybe indicates to me maybe they're going to do it where Tyler Breeze pins somebody like Sami Zayn and gets the win with Neville not winning, Neville not actually getting the loss. And then you have Tyson Kidd, the veteran. They put him in there because, they didn't have anything going for him on Raw. I don't think they've done anything with him since I think it was the Money in the Bank a couple of years ago. That's the last time they've done anything with him on Monday Night Raw. And, he's a veteran they can trust. He's young. He can fly. He can hang with them. And I think he's found a great role there at NXT. But him winning would be like, it would be like, some, college football star who was really great in high school, went to college, didn't quite make the cut, was like, second, third string, and then goes back to high school, during like a winter or something to help out, his old football team, showing a few things, and then winds up, trying to challenge and compete for a starting position. It's like, it doesn't quite work that way. It doesn't make sense. Looking at this, I can see several scenarios playing out. I can see Sami Zayn maybe, possibly turning heel because he was obsessed with the title, or finally, like you said, get the storybook ending where, he worked really hard and he climbed to the top. I could see Tyler Breeze, deviously getting that title and, walking around with, taking selfies with the belt. Even though he really didn't earn it, he stole it and get some more heat on him. I can see Tyson Kidd winning it. Being the guy who, he's the veteran, and again, he pulls something devious and he wins, and great, I'm still the best here. Now I'm the champion. I can add this. You made this too easy. But what I think's going to happen here,
all right,
is I think you got a great story here, and that is if Adrian Neville wins. This one, the odds are clearly stacked against him. He's only got a 25% chance of winning. He doesn't even have to be pinned or submitted to lose. Now, either that can mean that that's his out. That's his out. He loses the title without actually being pinned or submitted, and he doesn't cool him off. He still has some credibility, and he gets called up. Or he does what I think is going to happen here. He defies the odds. He hits the red arrow. He gets the win, gets called up, and they declare another tournament. And, he goes out as, he pops up. I think there's more oomph to it. Instead of he shows up on Raw as the former NXT champion he is the NXT champion. And now that he's debuted, he's going to have to go out there the next week now that he's been called up and, surrender his title. I just think that, to me, makes a lot more sense storyline-wise. Now, I could be completely wrong. Like I said, I've laid out all the cases for everybody, but that's the one that I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Adrian Neville to retain.
All right, I'm going Tyler Breeze. But like I said, when it comes to the women's match and the men's main event, man, it's just, why can't booking always be this good? Why can't the booking always be this good? We're going to Boom Boom's favorite segment, the comments.
No, we got to do tiebreakers.
Oh, okay. Tiebreakers? You want to do tiebreakers first? All right, so make sure you get all your picks down below in one post so Boom Boom doesn't have a fit. And now tiebreakers. I don't know what the tiebreakers are, but let's do this shit. Let's do this shit!
Okay, first tiebreaker. No, regardless of who you think is going to win the NXT Championship match, who is the wrestler that will either be pinned or submitted to in that match?
My tiebreaker, I'm going to say Tyson Kidd. I'm saying Tyson Kidd.
I'm going to go with Sami Zayn.
Oh, that'd be heartbreaking. All right.
Next, we've also got the debut of Kenta, who's going to be introduced by Ric Flair. I'm pretty much going to say, will he be interrupted, which will lead to a match?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no just because in Japan, I don't know, I live in Japan, but that's all people fucking talk about WWE. More people are talking about NXT and Kenta and NXT, and they're so pumped up. I don't think they would just give that match away. I think it would be later on. I could be wrong, but I have the feeling no. I think they're going to just tease Kenta along a little bit longer.
I'm going to say, yeah, he is going to get interrupted. He's going to get interrupted, and that's going to lead to something. It's going to lead to a match, a fight. It's going to lead to something.
Well, all I know is if that's the case, Japan is going to shit their pants all at once. The whole island is going to go crazy nuts. So, good for them. All right, so third tiebreaker?
Give me a third one, Dave.
All right. Let's see. I'm trying to think, because I'm trying to think of like more matches and all that. All right. What about this? It's a little cheesy of a tiebreaker, but I don't know. Boom, tell me if this is a good enough tiebreaker. Will all three titles switch hands? Yes or no?
I'm going to go with...
I'm going to say no. But I don't know. Is that a good tiebreaker? I guess it could be a good tiebreaker. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm not very good at tiebreakers. We'll allow it. But I'm going to say no because I think Charlotte's going to keep hers.
I'm going to go with no. I don't think all the titles are going to change hands. But that's the way they are, so make sure you put your picks down here in the comments section, and make sure you please get in the tiebreakers. We've had a lot of stuff we won and lost off tiebreakers in pay-per-view profits. All right, Dave, get to the comments and let's go on.
All right, Boom Boom's favorite segment, the voice of the internet infantry. Lennox Wooderson says Triple H referred to Kalisto and Sin Cara as the Lucha Dragons. That's pretty sweet. That's a cool name. Mr. The King says, I think it would be a great moment if they get called up on the main roster if they're a successful title defense, in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's good. I think Boom Boom mentioned something about that earlier. What do you think? One of the NXT champs, I think he's talking about the tag team champs, but we say any of them, go up and defend the NXT titles at WWE. Do you think that's a good thing, bad thing?
No, you can't defend the NXT titles at WWE. I mean, that's like trying to defend like like a AAA baseball team trying to defend their like title against like a major league team. Totally different league, totally different everything.
Maybe if it was an NXT special match on WrestleMania. I think that would be kind of cool. But they're not going to let a wrestling match happen at WrestleMania. Because then who's going to dance with Muhammad Ali at the fucking Superstar Dancing Contest that WrestleMania has every year? WWE makes me sad. Market Garden. Think my problem with the Ascension is their finisher is barely any better than Mojo's. Think it looked better with the big guy going up on top and the other guy doing the leg sweep. If they have to use the stupid finisher at all, that is. Alright, so, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Ascension. I always thought maybe using the Road Warriors finish would be kind of cool, but I know a lot of people would probably be upset about that. Franielli asks, hey, Dave! Fuck you, Booms. That's what you get. Franielli's turning on you. Good luck trying to grow a mustache when Franielli hates you. Hey, Dave, from which county of New Jersey are you from? I'm from New Jersey as well. That's why we fucking like each other. New Jersey for life. I live between Atlantic City and Bricktown, but to be closer, maybe Atlantic City and Toms River. So in that area, I moved around a lot as a kid, and I ran away a lot. So, yeah, so around that area. I think it's Ocean County, but I don't know if Atlantic City is part of Ocean County. I'm just going to say Ocean County. Let's see. Yellowtail is delicious. I know, but expensive. $3 a piece. Well, that's because you live in New Jersey. I think it was cheaper. Yeah, it's cheaper here. I'd pay like 100 yen for 2 slices. Japan, sushi. Welcome to Sushi AM, Booms. And you said you didn't enjoy comments. Would we have talked about sushi if it wasn't for the comments? Mr. The King says Bayley. Mr. Biggs, a.k.a. the bad guy. On a lighter note, Mojo Rawley's finisher move should stay with Naomi. No man should use the butt bump as a finisher. I think we can all agree on that. I think no man.
Not a butt bump. I mean, no, that's totally different because Naomi, she throws you in the ropes, and when you come back, she jumps up in the air and you run into her butt. Mojo, you have to be on the ground, and he sits on you really quick. That's his finisher. Totally different.
Market Garden says, when Adrian, Neville, and Corey Graves lost their belts, I thought they had been called up. Then, Booms is right. Oh, Market Garden said Booms is right. Even when you turned on the infantry. See, they're so much kinder and nicer than you, Booms. Why can't you be nice like the YouTube commenters?
You're rubbing off on me, Dave Kocosports.
Market Garden, for the record, as I'm tired as fuck and going to sleep, I honestly think Neville is one of the top 3 workers in the world today and possibly one of the most athletic wrestlers of all time. I love the guy. I love him too. I think he's amazing. Top 3. All right. I'm going to let this one pass, but I don't agree. But still, he's amazing. Main event is going to be Breeze or Kid. Zayn and Neville are going to be called up into 10 years of mid-card hell. Market Garden, you make me sad. And what's Kenta's first real feud? And I imagine he's talking about NXT or WWE. Kenta's first real feud in NXT, I guess, is if there's a heel champion. I imagine that's who they have to go of. Maybe Tyson Kidd. Tyson Kidd loses, and Tyson Kidd's like, what the fuck? You're not an international superstar. I am. I could see him feuding with Tyson Kidd. Tyson Kidd has worked pro wrestling style before. I'm thinking that's my bet. I'm just throwing out a dart in the dark here. I think it's going to be Tyson Kidd. Who do you think? Kenta's first real feud in NXT.
To me, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, everybody's talking about like maybe Kevin Steen or something. But dude, you got to wait for these guys to get called up. I could see him tying up a little friendly competition with Sami Zayn. I could see that, but yeah, Tyson Kidd seems to make the most sense.
All right, a couple more comments, then we got to go because Boom. Even though Even though he's getting ready to move and he's only got 2 days left, he still has work tomorrow. So, Booms, we'll go with 5 more. We'll go with 2 more comments because some of them are for the same guy. All right, so here we go. Mr. the King, this is your last comment, even though you put all your picks. It's fucking time. I believe that Ziggler and Tyson will have the same Tyson Kidd as my pick. All right, so he thinks Tyson Kidd's going to win the title. And Rick, 1982, his picks for NXT TakeOver, Bull Dempsey, Sylvester LeFort, The Ascension, Charlotte, and Adrian Neville. That looks like your lineup, almost. So there you go. Thank you for the comments. Rick, 1982, you will probably be our last comment. And Booms, show them why you're the best in the business. Let's wrap this bad boy up.
Until then, kids, be sure to check us out at Kocosports.com. That's KOCOsports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes Take Two. Take Two. Check us out at Kocosports.com. That's KOCOsports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes boxing, mixed martial arts. God damn it. Check us out at Kocosports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes mixed martial arts, boxing, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling, kickboxing, taekwondo, judo. If you can get your nose broke doing it, man, we got you covered there. So you check it out 24 hours a day at Kocosports.com. It's where the world goes to kick ass.
Booms. Great recovery, dude. Live podcast. You see, a lot of people are like, oh, why do you do it live? Because if we did cuts and took takes, you would never have that greatness that we just saw. Fuck not doing it live. Matter of fact, I challenge all YouTubers from this day on, Google Plus Live all the way or you're bitches. The whole, hey, how you do it? No, we go live with errors and all, baby. Fuck it, we do it live. Booms. I love you, and I'm going to miss you. And it hurts so much that you're moving. But you'll be back in a week or 2. But you better be back right away, dude. You're starting to piss me off with this whole fucking career thing. You really, you know what? Your career, your love life, eating, all this stuff is getting in the way of our podcast. This is all going to my report. Anyway, please check out Kocosports.com. Also, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. We might have a couple more sneaky podcasts later tonight, wherever you live. All right, so I'm hoping to do, I got 2 Stump the Idiots, and we have a huge debate between me and Rob coming up. Will that happen? Only if you like, comment, and subscribe. No, that really has no effect on it, but we'd really appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe anyway. I felt like a liar. I couldn't lie. I could have lied to the infantry. So hopefully we'll be back later tonight. Booms, you're definitely done for tonight. You are falling asleep on air. Why don't you tell the infantry how much you love them? Tell them.
I love you this much.
Go to Kocosports.com because Jerry and David Cooey have been busting their asses. And with that, I am over.